Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another Chit Chat Chew Show podcast episode. I am one of the co-hosts, Aisha, or I am known as Jade, the other co-host.
Uno. You all know me as Uno. I'm the other co-host of the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast.
So, it says Seymour. Give me a second, guys. Okay. So, I'm comfortable with myself, so happy Christmas Eve to those that are into Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Or if you're just chilling and this is another day for you, happy Monday to you. We are every Monday. Our podcast show is every Monday from 7 to 9-ish, 7 to 9-ish p.m. Eastern time. So are you calling from, or if you're listening in from another time zone, just adjust it accordingly, and hey, you'll be on. If you're not able to catch us right now live, the replay will be available shortly after. So we have some good topics again, guys, that we're going to talk about. One of them will be Black teen who was on the Dr. Phil show, and she was saying how being Black is ugly, how she prefers to be white. Okay. The second topic that we're going to talk about is it happened in South Jersey, where this Black teen who is a wrestler in high school, the referee told him that he had to he was forced to cut off his dreadlocks, because if he didn't, then he would be forfeiting the game. Go figure. Another topic is this white gunman who killed 2 Black customers at a KROGER in Kentucky. And then our last final topic that we're going to be discussing is in New York, I believe, where the city bid to create a homeless shelter, but still kicked homeless people out. Like, what's going on?
That's a catch-22.
Yes.
That's a
retarded.
dilemma.
Right.
That's a dilemma that's not understandable.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump into it. My co-host is tired. I'm a little tired myself, but we're gonna get through this.
Yeah, pushing through.
We're gonna push through like we normally do. My mouth feels a little bit better coming from the dentist. I still have soreness, but I don't feel as pained as I was, considering that I had a emergency procedure done, and I should have took myself home that day, but I didn't. So yeah, it's taking its course and its process. So very grateful. So the first topic at hand is city's bid to create homeless shelter left over 100 homeless. Oh boy. So it has to do with this Hotel Alexander at 306 West 94th Street in New York. So the city is making these folks homeless to make room for the homeless. The de Blasio administration is pushing more than 100 residents of their upper single room occupancy to make way for a homeless shelter. A new lawsuit charges. Holdout residents of the Hotel Alexander at 306 West 94th Street say they were harassed into leaving their units after the city announced that it would convert the building into a 220-bed shelter. I would be on the streets and I would not have a home, said Flor Soto, one of the few remaining holdouts, explaining what would happen if she loses her $400 a month pad at the Hotel Alexander. Now Flor, her 70-year-old mother, Hilda Flor, and neighbors Marlene Moctezuma and Adin Angel are suing to prevent the shelter's expected opening on Thursday. The 4 remaining residents are joined in the Manhattan Supreme Court suit by local neighborhood groups. The Alexander Hotel residents have been intimidated and received verbal warnings that they will be evicted in order to make room for the shelter residents, the suit says. In order to harass all of the building's residents, defendants were engaged in midday painting and cutting off the water supply, and without prior notice. The Sotos, who have lived in the building for 33 years, said the landlord never warned them that their long-time home would be turned into a shelter. The building is owned by Alexander Scharf, who is facing criminal charges by the city after the vacate of charged with misdemeanor violations of the city's administrative code, including failing to maintain the building in a safe condition. He faces up to a year in jail and a $25,000 fine. Really? Now the city will be paying him an undisclosed sum to house the homeless. It's amazing sometimes with different arms of the city will do, says attorney Stuart E. Wurtzel, who brought the shelter case. The West 94th Street shelter, which will be run by Praxis Housing Initiatives, will replace a nearby facility on West 95th Street called the Freedom's House that's scheduled to close over public safety issues. So the reps from Praxis did not return a message seeking comment. A hearing on the dispute is today. City lawyer Haley Stein said in court papers filed ahead of the emergency hearing that the remaining tenants won't be evicted, and insisted the recently vacated units are urgently needed to house homeless families because the city's shelter is at capacity. A de Blasio administration spokesperson said no rent-paying tenants are being evicted, period, and will follow up with the landlord to ensure that message is clearly communicated. So you're going to kick somebody out who seems like they've been paying rent, right, to open it up to be a shelter. So you want to kick them out of the comfort of their home. They've been paying rent. Now they're going to be homeless, but you want to house the people coming from another place
who are
homeless to put them in.
It's just not making sense.
It's not making any sense at all. Really?
Wow.
I mean, just like in general, the whole homelessness globally is horrible. Here, Philly, New York, Jersey, California, anywhere like globally, this whole homelessness is horrible. How the hell do you reach capacity? Like, I'm sure probably New York has some buildings that's vacant. It's just all about the higher ups who does benefit from it. In the long run of it, they do benefit from it, while these families are homeless and don't have any place to live. And of course, we know a lot, not all, but extremely enough of these shelters are in poor conditions. Nobody keeps it up. You get sick inside these shelters. It's just a whole lot of things happen in the shelter if you've never experienced it before, because I have. And it's just a sad situation. Like you said, it doesn't make any sense.
Not at all. I mean,
how do you put somebody out to be homeless?
It's all politics. So
right.
Whoever invested in that building had a certain plan orchestrated in the beginning, and a lot of people lack humanity. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they're only doing it for the benefit of them and others who are like them, who have the same mentality. Like, it's the battle between the rich class, the middle class, and poor class, and if you're important to society or not. But it's very unfortunate that that had to happen. I feel like that could have been handled way better. I mean, like you said, Jay, I mean, New York is big. They couldn't find no vacant buildings and just really deconstructed it and renovated it where they can place the ones that they came from somewhere else and place in that location, not in the same location that other people are already living in. They're paying in rent. And that's crazy too, because if they're paying in rent, like what is the big deal? Because they're paying what they owe. They're not violating any kind of policy. It's one thing if nobody in there was just paying their rent or they're behind on rent. Yeah, it's just all messed up. Like the whole thing. It just wasn't a good, well thought out plan at all.
Like there was nowhere else that you can house these people. All the buildings that's in New York, there was really, honestly, y'all, like nowhere else that they could house them. Especially for the people, like especially for those people who are paying their rent every month. And now you're saying, because I know there's always two sides to a story, really three, but okay, two sides to a story, right? Where there's just nothing else that they just couldn't put them nowhere else. Like you're forcing people out to now become homeless. So now they got to again leave their place where they've been for a number of years. I believe I said 33 years.
And they have to search for another place.
Have to place for another place.
And that's if they find it in time. Because if they don't, they're just out on the street.
And I'm trying to figure out where else are they gonna find a place that's gonna pay rent $400.
Not in New York,
Not in New York. I don't know their situation like that, but 400.
Unless you know the right people,
right?
And you find a location, you pay that sort of rent. But nah, all them living quarters there is high. It's just high. Like it's just so high, it's to the point where you gotta literally live with people. That's how bad it is. Even if you want to live by yourself, it's not even possible. I hate to say it like that. It's really not possible unless you're living with somebody.
Exactly.
Or unless now you could live by yourself unless you got a really good job or you doing real successful in your career, whatever career path you go on. That's about it. Other than that, there's no way.
Absolutely. I don't see how. I'm just inviting people. I'm really not being rude. I just don't see how that's gonna. I don't see how that's gonna work. And like you said, it's all about politics, and it's all about for those that is gonna benefit. That's on the higher up.
Right. Again,
wow.
People lack humanity.
Yes, they really do.
So I mean,
it's
to be expected.
I hope that works out. I hope that good fortune turns out for these people who are fighting to stay in their place. I hope that turns out. And also I hope that some good fortune turns out for these families that are homeless, that are coming from probably a very infested, bad shelter. Can't even imagine. You guys can't even imagine unless you live through it. Whether they a single woman, single man, or especially, those with a family. Like I hope that there's good benefits for those that deserve it. Because it's just sad,
It's very sad.
I just don't understand.
It's very sad. It's nothing to understand. Going back to what I said again, people lack humanity. No one cares.
They sure don't.
People are heartless. That's just the world we live in. It's like every man for himself. They don't want to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever mentality that they're in, that's just what they're in.
Mm-hmm.
They're just content with it. So if they want to be evil, that's what they're gonna be. If they want to be careless, that's what they're gonna be. You know.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
I just wish they had handled that properly. I feel like they could be handled properly. Like I'm sure there's many locations they could have placed these people. And if they didn't have a location, they could have built it quickly because it's not like it's gonna take forever to build a building. Well, a renovating because really they don't need to build anything. They could renovate quite a few locations. I'm sure you know in a timely fashion and get those people right in there where
Mm-hmm.
they have somewhere to stay. Have a roof over their head and go about life. But, again, this is politics, man. People do what they want if it benefits them.
Sadly, but yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I hope that works out. I hope
I
that
hope so.
yeah, I hope
I
that
hope
works
that
out.
works out.
Okay,
All right.
let's move on to the next.
All right, so I will start with the next one. So, hey, I don't give a damn if we late with it. We how we do our shows, how we do our shows. So whatever stories we have, that's what we're gonna give. All right. Um, Now this one is about the black teen girl that was on Dr. Phil. She's saying being black is ugly, and she said all these are other derogatory things about her own people, which yeah, kind of knew it was a fraud, it was fake, but at the same time, it's still that's still hurtful. That's still
Because there's women out there that think like
the
that.
thing like that. It's hurtful and it's also sad. It's unfortunate. So yeah, black people are gonna get emotional automatically because I mean you saying this in front of the world and you go along with this just for a come of it. So that's what I'm about to talk about now. But it's not it's in reference to the topic, but it's more so about a sister that exposes this girl that was on Dr. Phil. So I'm gonna read this article coming from Essence.com. The headline reads Nina Richards, sister of Dr. Phil, guess who hates being black? She's fake. Just a disgusting attempt to become a meme. And by the way, her sister does have videos up on YouTube talking about her sister and exposing her for who she is. So if you want to check it out, go check out her sister, Nina Richards. And she'll break it down how this came about, where it stems from. Even when her sister told the story on Dr. Phil, how that all was constructed and why that was a lie. All right, so but here's the story here. So this was October 29th, 2018. Last week, a polarizing 60-year-old black teenager appeared on Dr. Phil to discuss why she hated anything involved with being black. Trezor Richards' comments reeked of self-hate, as she called black people monkeys and ghetto. Most African Americans speak ghetto, and when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I act and think like a white person instead of a black person, Treasure said. When I think about African Americans, I feel like asking them, what is wrong with them? They're really dangerous. Treasure's mother, Monique Richards, and her brother, Kendall Richards, appeared on the show to seek help for their family member. At the top of the show, Monique took some of the blame as to why Treasure hated black people because she alleged that she lied to Treasure about her biological father and eventually disclosed to Treasure that she wasn't biracial. Most people were in disbelief that a black girl could harbor so much self-hate towards other black people, but no one was in more disbelief than 25-year-old Nina Richards, Treasure's older sister. In an exclusive with Essence, Nina is now speaking out against the lies her family reported on Dr. Phil's show and how Treasure and her mother only appeared on the show for the free trip and to become a meme, or really just become famous.
Mm.
I knew they were going to LA, but I didn't know what it was about, Nina said. When asked if she knew about their Dr. Phil appearance, they told us they weren't allowed to say what the show was about. I thought it was something she actually did in her real life. And by real life, Nina means that Treasure is currently on the run from Michigan's Child Protective Services after dropping out of school and being a ward of the state. Treasure stopped going to school for a very long time. She's into a lot of craziness. She puts herself out there. She has all these hustles. She's banned from CBS. She's done a lot, Nina stated. When it comes to Treasure's appearance on Dr. Phil, it definitely was something the 60-year-old orchestrated on her own. Nina says her mother wanted the free trip, and her brother was basically along for the ride. But what pisses Nina off even more is that her deceased father's name and reputation was ruined. William Richards, who was a white man, died in 2006 and had his photos shown on national television. Monique apparently lied about the fact that Treasure never knew he wasn't her biological father. According to Nina, her siblings always knew he wasn't their biological father, but he was the one who raised them. They had disgraced my dad, who I love dearly. I haven't spoken to my mom since the episode aired. My mom and I have had a relationship very rocky because she's done a lot of evil stuff, Nina said. Trezor always knew her biological dad was, when it came to Daddy William, he was a very loving and kind man. All of that narrative of her not knowing she wasn't white is fake. He loved us and was such a loving person, and seeing his picture slapped all over the television was a disgrace. What else is fake? According to Nina, the fact that Trezor hates anything that has to do with black people. If you take a look at Trezor's Facebook page, you can clearly see she has black friends and even wrote about supporting Black Lives Matter. And guess who else might have known about Trezor and her family being a fraud? An unnamed producer of Dr. Phil's show who left a comment on a now deleted Facebook post. It's a disgrace to our family and our race. We are a black family, very black. We're Detroit black. For my mom to allow this is a mind fuck to all of us. Ain't that true?
Right.
Ooh. Dr. Phil's people did not care. They wanted to spin this narrative. This is why I believe everyone on that show's staff is a racist. Of course. Dr. Phil corrected my sister for saying retard is a derogatory word, but never corrected her on saying niggers. Nina continued. As a proud makeup artist who promotes black beauty, it offended me to hear my sister talk about black women the way she did. My mom raised me to be a proud black woman, and the love of black culture was always there. So what happens now to Nina and the rest of the Richards family? Nina's main goal is to set the record straight about her sister and make sure her father's good name isn't ruined, but she also wants to get help for her sister. I'm calling CPS today. She needs to do some hard time in juvie and sit down and be in a control area. She doesn't want help from a regular family household. Being in a control area is for her own good because there are people who want to hurt her now. People online have been sending her death threats and want to know where she lives. People from her school know where she is. Her life is at stake at this point, Nina said. It's crazy to think that the need for viral fame and to become a meme has sent the family's life spiraling out of control. But what Treasure and her mom may not realize is that black people aren't afforded the viral fame like white people. Treasure isn't going to become the catch me outside girl and secure a record deal. The only thing she's going to catch is being the butt of a few jokes. Right, because that's what she's been. Okay? Until someone else attempts the next viral attempt. Essence reached out to Dr. Phil's show for a comment. And they have nothing after this because apparently Dr. Phil's, well, the people behind the scene and Dr. Phil didn't respond back for comment.
Of course.
For comments, no comments. Oh, man. Where to start? You know, I'm really sick and tired of seeing black people do anything for some attention and fame on social media. I mean, this tops it off. And then I seen one picture. I mean, I posted it because I thought it was disgusting. This black woman is in a dead position reenacting the death of Kanika Jenkins. I posted that I think last month, I believe. I'm just like, wow. And people was upset about that, as they should. Like, that is very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
You really disrespecting the dead off of some attention, and you think that's fucking funny? Ain't nothing funny about that. That's someone that lost a lot. Not only that, she touched so many people that is very sensitive to a lot of people. And then for
Mm-hmm.
her, stupid Negro, to get online and post that, and you want to think that's funny to just to get a rise. I don't see nothing funny about that. Just like I don't see nothing funny about what this black teen did. Uh, not Nina, but her sister. I mean, Treasure is the one on Dr. Phil. I don't see nothing funny about disrespecting, disowning, or belittling your own people on national television in front of the world for everybody to see. All for a come up and some fame and attention. It's just really disgrace. And then on top of that, what's so bad, some black people in general will even they're willing to humiliate their own traumas and suffering, and even um ex, not exposed, but sacrifice their own family members who either are dead or sick or whatever the case is. So they're kicking that kind of narrative out to people just to get a rise, just to get some kind of story, get some attention, have people talking. Oh my God, black people, what is wrong? What is going on, y'all? What is going on? I mean, it's not, I
Mm.
mean, you can't be that hard up for some money. You cannot be. Apparently they are. And it's not just Treasure, and it's not just that black woman, whoever the hell she was, that side. It was cute to post that disrespectful, disgusting ass picture of lying in the same position as the way Kanika Jenkins died. Just in general, whether that's these so-called the conscious people in the community who got a name for themselves, these black leaders, so-called leaders, because they ain't leaders to me out here, embarrassing and humiliating themselves for attention and fame and money. I don't get it, man. I mean, we are really low. We're a low vibrational people. We have no pride, no dignity, no honor, no nothing. It's just whatever. Money's everything. Money's not everything. People worship money. Now, I don't want to speak on black people right now because this is what we talking about. Yeah, black people worship money. Too many of them do. But I mean, with all doing all this, and the second you getting all this attention and fame and success, whatever else comes with it, even just with this story, with Treasure's story. But on the back end, the negative side of it is she getting death threats. People want to come after her. People are talking about her. People disrespecting her. I mean, what did she think was gonna happen? The backlash was gonna come. Did she really think this through? Cause we are doing a lot of coonery shit, for real. A lot of coonery shit that just don't look good at all. And that goes for all these so-called conscious people in the community got a name for themselves. That goes for these so-called leaders. All this cooning y'all doing, but not knowing the backlash that comes behind that. You're setting our people back. You're still setting our people back. You're making the wrong moves that's not beneficial to the black community at all. And y'all wonder why we get disrespected so much. Because look how we treat each other. Just look at it. It's just, I'm sick. I'm sick of it. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's whatever.
Oh boy, yeah. Just globally, or just as a community, as our Black and brown brothers and sisters as a whole, I'm embarrassed. Even though I know directly it doesn't affect me, but as a community, it's embarrassing. It's sick. This chick got mental issues for real.
Right.
It's beyond trying to get her a coach, a life coach. She needs a life reality. I say put her ass out there in the street. Put her out there in the street. Let her know what homelessness is like. Don't let her not get nothing. Don't give her no money. Let her learn how to survive, live.
It's gonna humble her.
Live. I don't feel necessarily she needs to go to jail. Have another intervention. If that don't make her humble, I don't know what. Because there's something psychological going on with her that she felt the need to put this facade on, and being a habitual liar that she is. She's believing her own lies. She's putting it out there to people to believe something that's really not true. Okay, she really think that she's, like you said, getting this fame and I guess some kind of fortune, where really she's not getting anything. And of course Dr. Phil and his staff is not going to say anything, because they've benefited off of it. A lot of this is not, a lot of these shows are not what people think anyway. Most of it is staged. It's a certain small percentage that might have truth to it. Okay. So what does he care? He's already benefited from it.
Right.
Already.
He's making money, so
again, like,
off of views.
Karma is going to hit her so hard. Again, I feel like it should be another intervention. Put her out there. Put her out there. Put her out there for, I don't know how many, a week? I don't know. Put her out there for some length of time to experience being in a shelter, to experience being on the street. See what it's like. See if she can regroup from that. Or become humble, because this is sad. So, we already in our community, like Uno said, we're not speaking of the non-whites or the non-blacks, or not the whites, but for our community specifically, we already are battling between the light and the dark, and somewhere there's the browns in between. And how I've said before, I grew up around a lot of melanated people. Like, I'm light. And I always enjoyed, I just would just be in awe of the beautiful skin tones of my family and just people that I was around. And I know that all shades of us have been bullied or harassed or teased or picked with, as I have in the past. And you got to hear about, versus people out in the cotton field versus the people in the house. And this is even today, and we're coming into 2019 very soon. And that mentality still
exists.
It still exists, and it's still here. Mm-hmm. That is some sick ish.
I see it online all the time.
I see it at work all the time.
I see it online, man. The battle between light skin, dark skin, brown skin. See it at work, hear it out just in general. Yeah, I hear it out, yeah.
And it's just, I can't even explain it. And it's not just South. It's north
It's
too.
up north. It's in the
It's
west.
it's
It's
everywhere. It's
everywhere. Doesn't matter.
everywhere. Everywhere.
This is the problem we have. This colorism is a big issue right now. That is a plague, man.
And then you hear it and then you see it and hear it in other countries where specifically, just for example, in Jamaica, how these women are bleaching.
And the men too.
And the men are bleaching. I see more women, but I know the men are bleaching, but the women are bleaching.
Yeah.
They're actually making products there and want to sell it in the US. I mean, even though the US, the women are bleaching themselves in the US as well, but they don't like the beautiful skin that they have.
You want to know why they don't?
Tell them.
Why they don't? The reason why they don't, because when you have a European structure in the midst of the plays that control society, you will come across their agenda to minimize the standards of beauty according to them. So think about this. That's why TV is so powerful. And they use media, entertainment, and that TV to corrupt you and minimize you and keep you in a low vibrational energy. Every time you look at a commercial or you look at a music video or you look at a movie or you look at some advertisement and all you see is something European driven. I'm talking about as far as beauty. Rather that they show a white woman with, your typical Becky, white girl, long hair, slim body, light, white skin. If you keep pushing that, not just that, but you look at movies and shows, most shows have white actors. When you're pushing that kind of perception to people, specifically the black woman, and how the Europeans who run this country, who have the controllers, dictate what the beauty is, depending on what they want to put out there, which we know what they put out there. This is what happens. This is why black women feel like, let me specifically designate it to Caribbean countries. Okay? So when they're seeing that, and not just that, but even experiencing racism so much, and not being accepted by lighter culture, wherever part of the world they're in, that brings on low self-esteem right there, because they don't feel like they're beautiful enough for everybody else. So what did they go through the process of doing? Bleaching their skin, getting color contact eyes, changing their hair. Yeah, I had to say this too. Dating white men and all this stuff. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but we have to deal with what it is. That's the reality. Not only that, they're looking at also, this pertains to black women and black men. So I'm going to speak to Caribbean countries. I mean, of course, it happens here too. So I guess this is really a general thing. I think another factor too is not just media. It's also your surroundings, your environment. Like, think about, how people are to a degree raised and what their circumstances. Because again, I spoke in a show like 30 minutes ago about rich class, poor, middle class, and poor class. If you see your environment looks a certain way, and then your people reflect that environment, the way that they carry themselves, even speak, that kind of brings low self-esteem too, because they feel like they're not to the status or up to par mentally, intellectually, and so on and so forth as white people. That could be another factor of a reason why they don't feel worthy enough of anything, because they're either told that or shown through actions or they see it through images. It just, all oppositions come from different directions. There's so many oppositions. But I feel like too, it's our fault. I feel like that's our fault too. I don't want to just blame the European structure that controls this planet. I don't want to just blame them, because I feel like we have to take responsibility too. Even with the whole Dr. Phil situation in Treasure's case, like you said, Jay, she has some deep-rooted issues. But I feel like that, again, going back to what I just said, that's her fault, because that's her mother's fault. Because Nina just said that's Treasure's sister, the one that exposed Treasure Riches, which is the one that was on Dr. Phil. Nina was saying that her mom did a lot of evil stuff, and they're not on good grounds as far as a mother and daughter relationship. They don't have that kind of relationship because of the things her mother's done. So even with that, I feel like there's another factor could be bad representation. I'm saying as a black person, bad representation of those around you. It's a lot of factors, man. And I said environment because that has a lot to do with it too. But it's just everything. We take responsibility. Her mother is not being a black woman she's supposed to be, as far as raising her daughter and grooming her daughter and keeping her daughter strong and keeping her daughter positive and making sure she's on the right path. Because she's not even worth shit. She's vibration. So what's gonna happen? She's gonna transfer that energy into her daughter. Don't we see that in the neighborhoods? You see these mothers, they ain't no good. I'm keeping it real, they ain't no good. Or some just vibrate on a low frequency. And they pass the energy on to the kids because they act just like the parents.
And a lot of
degenerates. That's just what it is. A lot of degenerates.
In addition to what you're saying, also, like, not all mothers, we are not bashing all mothers, because there are some wonderful, awesome mothers.
I ain't say all mothers.
No, I'm not saying you did.
Yeah.
There are some wonderful, awesome mothers that's out here, but also we got to realize, like Ono said, there are some crappy mothers that's out here.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I don't know, it seems like it's a generational thing, meaning that they had them young. Right,
but they didn't know nothing. So
they didn't know nothing.
It's passed down to the kids.
It's passed down where they kids may not come out to be their best selves. Then they young, having kids. Like, the cycle just keeps going. Environment definitely does play a role. Like, when I see where it's gotten to the point where some of these black women pumping their lips up. Okay.
Which they don't need to do it because black women have naturally big lips. I don't get it. But,
and do you, but just observation, pumping the lips up, more breast, the booty, men included. I've never seen
men get hair implants.
Like, it's just a variety. It's so much. But also, like, sidebar from this, the European women who do the same damn thing, pumping up your lips, trying to make sure you don't have the crow's feet around the eyes.
They want big lips. They want
the high cheekbones. They want the booty. They want
They want what the black women have.
Naturally, a lot of black women have it.
That's why I'm pissed. That's why I'm pissed. Because y'all want to diminish yourselves to be like a race of people that's trying to be like you. Because we are the mightiest race. And they want to be like you, but you want to be them. And they don't set the tone for beauty. They just don't. That's what pisses me off. So you're taking away the most beautiful thing that the Creator is giving you like the melanin, the bleaching, that destroys the melanin, destroys it. I mean, good. I mean, it's terrible.
So how many people out here can honestly be real with themselves? Like, if, like, again, I don't care what you do because I used to wear the weaves and all that too. I can't say if it was necessarily a pressure, but I can definitely say I wanted to wear it just because I thought it was, I just wanted to be different and try something different. But honestly, if you can be honest with yourself, for the people who wear the weaves and do all the additional stuff that you pay for your body, is it just something that you just feel like you want to do, or are you feeling like there's some kind of pressure, or are you feeling that you'll get a better job or better opportunities if this is something that you do? I'm curious. I'm not judging. I mean, I can have my own thoughts, but that's just me. I'm just curious. Like,
I feel like everybody does this to fit in. That's what it comes down to. Trying to fit in because of low self-esteem. You're trying to fit in because you brought up bleaching in Caribbean countries, and then this situation with Dr. Phil with
Treasure
Richards.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing that to be accepted. All this is for acceptance.
Acceptance, attention that she probably, like you said, apparently has not gotten from her mother.
Apparently not. That's obvious.
That's
from what
obvious.
Nina Richards said, her older sister.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're right. That posing that question about what drives you to, to have a different hair color or weave, or that's a good question to put out there. I mean, it's not judgment. It's just just dialogue. Like, we want to know what you think. That why? What drives y'all to put whatever in your
or
head
anybody, if you have your thought or your thought or comment on it, you're certainly welcome to do it. I mean, like you said, I'm sure it's many factors why people do what they do. And again, when you're around low frequency and around negative energy and you're just sitting in it, you're going to become that. When people speak, that's why the tongue is very powerful, and you have to watch the words that you speak, because they can either go two ways. You're speaking it positive or you're speaking it negative. And when you're just speaking out a lot of negativity all the time, you have just wound up, you're stuck in it. And you have created like this world where it's like you believe your own lie. You believe what you say, and you put it out there, and you come with this great story. And if a person don't really know you, they're going to believe it. So you have to be around high frequency people, be around high vibration. I just did a 3-part short series on my Aisha Speaks Jade about laws of vibration and high vibrations and frequencies and laws of attractions and things like that. Like, 2019 is rolling in sooner, in like a week and maybe 2 days. Y'all need to start getting y'all shit together if you haven't. And that includes me. I'm not big enough to say that I still have work to do. I still have a journey. But sometimes people are in denial and be like, oh, I'm good on everything. No, you're not. You're not. Life is always, to me, a learning experience, a life learning experience. So where there's some flaws, we grow from it. We learn from it. We learn and we grow. And to move forward. And yeah, just like, wow, this is deep. When I see these women, these beautiful women and handsome men that have this skin, and they just don't love themselves. They want
to be accepted in white society so bad.
Right, so bad. And unfortunately,
but a lot of be you on low,
right.
I mean, requires a cap.
They just
You see, we the most imitated, copied, followed, duplicated. What's another word? those 4 or 5 words. We have the most of those words in the world. Everybody wants to be us, but you don't want to be yourself. You should think about that when you see all these other coaches trying to be you. That means you have a power than what you know. You have more power than you think you don't know. We have to love ourselves, people. First, you need to know who you are first. That's the first thing. You need to know who you are first and be proud of who you are and never let no one tell you otherwise. Don't get discouraged by this low vibrational world and these Europeans who are controllers of the world. I mean, they finish anyway, so I mean, why even sap your energy into that? You know, I know it's easier said than done, but hey, you have to be proud of yourself. Ain't no one gonna love you better than you. I mean,
and you have to believe in who you are.
You have to believe it. Cause I love my skin. I don't want to change this. Like I love it. I love my melanin. I love being black.
I love my light melanin.
It's okay.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it because once upon a time I really wasn't, because due to the people that was around me always knocking me down because of me and my lighter skin complexion. I love me today. I am good. I am so good. I love me in a lot of ways that I've never loved myself. And I'm okay with that. Okay, because I had to wind up breaking myself free from individuals and start doing some self-reflection on me. So I love me today. Good, bad, or indifferent. I love me today because I know that I have the choice to change things when they need to be changed. And I don't feel like, personally, staying stuck in nothing anymore. So I'm good today.
You have to be wanting to better yourself.
Absolutely. So you have to.
Black people, let me speak to these parents, because y'all need some. Yeah, you need to kick out some stuff, man. Some advice, parents. Please be a parent. Be in these children's lives.
Listen to them.
Listen to them. I'm speaking for black families. I don't care about anybody else right now. I'm speaking to my people. We got to stop this cycle of ruining all these kids that's coming up behind y'all. They need guidance. They need direction. They need advice. They need wisdom. They need encouragement. They need to be uplifted. They need your nurturing. They need all the support. They need everything. They need love. Love is the first thing. They need love. Be responsible and give them all those things they need in order to navigate in this world. Because, I mean, this cycle of these kids just self-destruction is really getting tiring. And y'all parents want to keep making excuses. I'm talking about the ones that are fuck-ups. Y'all want to keep making excuses of why your life the way it was and why you treated your children the way you did. There's no excuse for it. Because if you couldn't have no kids, you shouldn't have had it. It's just that simple. But in the midst of you having kids, that's a sacrifice you just have to take. That's what it, that there's no choice. Once you have kids, it's not about you no more. It's not about you. So we have to make sure our babies, man, like we gotta make sure that they get all the tools they need. We gotta make sure they're okay. So some of y'all black parents, get it together, man. Get it together, cause y'all looking bad out here. Y'all bad representation. Calling yourselves black goddesses and black gods. Some of you don't need to call yourselves that, cause you don't act like it. You don't carry yourself like that. You don't walk it or talk it. Show an example to the ones that's under you. You the leader. So show them the way. Be that perfect example. That's what we need. So we have to get back into this. We have to have this village again. We have to have this village. This is critical. Look at the generation. Look at it. Like it's going downhill. Like these young kids are destructive as hell. I mean, no fathers in the house. The mothers don't know nothing. They ain't educated. They don't know themselves. So they just put all that energy onto the kids, and they just come out all stupid and retarded. And they have no guidance in the world or nothing. They just out here winging it, do all kind of crazy stuff. You know, you got the jail system, the prison system filled up. You know, uh, all the drugs out in the streets. And these kids are getting involved in all this. There's so many things I could touch on. But black people, we got to, I mean, come on, man. I mean, we can sit and blame white people all day, which I'm not saying we shouldn't, because they play a huge part in our demise right now. And I'm saying, as far as the predicament we're in as a community, there's a lot of things we lack that we need to grow power within our community. However, we also can take steps to reverse some of that. I mean, now, if it's too powerful, that's what it is. If you can't reverse it, at least try to change it. At least do something to keep the community grounded and going in the straight path it needs to go. Because this can't keep continuing on with all this this cooning and buffooning and self-destructive ways of being degenerates. Come on, man. We better than that. Come on, man. I know I fucked up in my life. Jed has. Everybody has. All of us have. But we small enough to know when it's time to grow up. So grow the fuck up. Seriously, y'all. Grow the fuck up. I don't want to hear nothing about no white man, no white woman. I don't want to hear nothing about white supremacy. I don't want to hear it. Well, y'all turn that finger back at yourselves. Look in the mirror and make some changes with yourselves and your community. Look at the shit you do. White man and white woman ain't got to do nothing. We doing it to ourselves anyway. We want to keep pointing fingers at white people as if we don't do shit. Like we perfect. We're not perfect. So stop acting like we are. And then when our own people call it out, I'm talking about the ones who really love their people. Call it out. You get offended, or you say someone's tearing down, or you say someone's speaking negative, or they hating, or you angry. It's none of that. It's just the truth. So face the fucking truth. Yes, I know it's humiliating, it's embarrassing, and it's hurtful, but y'all need to hear it. So when you hear it, what are you gonna do to change it? Instead of getting angry and attacking people, because that's not helping our community. Let's recognize the problems and have some solutions. It's that simple, black people. Y'all make it too damn hard. It's not that deep. Jesus, man. Shit crazy. My fault.
No,
I
you're
really
good.
got passionate there. Because, I mean, I'm tired of seeing
It's
the
sickening.
mess.
And yes, for the older generation, those 45 and above or 40 and above, y'all need to start with the mentality of I got it now, y'all got to get it. Can you help?
Why the fuck you around then?
Why?
What is your purpose then? Why is your old ass here? Get out the way. Go die somewhere. Yeah, I said it. Why are you here? Your purpose is to teach generations after you. You're the wise one of the community. You're the elder. You're supposed to be setting an example. You're supposed to be teaching people what they need to know. You're supposed to be the elder.
Right.
Why the hell you need to be called elder then? What's your purpose here? You just existed. You in the way.
Right.
Get mine, I gotta get yours. And you know y'all setting the younger ones after you to fail, right? You just throw them out there. You have nothing set up for them. You have nothing planned. Not giving them words and strategies and
You're
lessons.
beating them down. Definitely beating them down. I hear it. They be beating the younger generation down. First of all, I'm gonna need for y'all to act your age. Doesn't mean you can't be classy, sexy, and be older. Can you stop wearing the damn tights?
Oh,
it's nasty.
You 60 years old wearing.
You 60 wearing tights.
When
I mean the
20,
tight.
1-year-old looking tights that young girls wear.
Right. Shirts with your back out, or cut off shirts, or just no. Stop. You can still be classy and sexy, but you don't do that. Don't do it. Just stop. But yes, the older generations, the 40 and above or 45 and above, yes, you're supposed to be that example for the generations coming up. How can they, and then you be quick to say they need to respect you. Why do they need to respect you when you don't, number one, respect yourself, and you don't even respect them? You think it's your way. You're not even willing to listen to their thoughts or ideas. You'll be quick,
or really their feelings.
Or their feelings. You'll be quick
feelings.
And ready to say, oh, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're retarded. That's not what you do. They won't have respect for you, and they're going to stomp and step all over you.
As they should, to be honest with you. As they should. I said it. As they should.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing, except you're doing it verbally. What's the difference? It's just two different levels. Yeah, we need to do better, black people. Let's stop pointing fingers, okay? Stop acting like things in our community don't exist, because you know it does. Don't sweep it on the rug. Let's stop doing that. Let's bring it out and find a solution and be done. Cause y'all wasting too much time. Y'all really wasting too much time. We can move on now.
Oh.
Before I really go in.
Okay. So our
you wasn't gonna read this one?
I had pulled him up.
Oh.
It's just not. Isn't.
I guess I was saying that because it's more closer to home to you. That's why I was saying that. Yeah. Okay.
That's not my side of Jersey.
I was just saying that in general.
Oh no! I just happened to pull this one up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Proceed.
Oh, well, thanks. So the next topic of discussion is coming from the ChicagoTribune.com, and it's titled "Whites Don't Shoot Whites." Suspected gunman told man after killing 2 black customers at a Kentucky Kroger. So a white man with a history of violence fatally shot 2 African-American, I can't stand that either, African-American customers at a Kroger grocery store and was swiftly arrested as he tried to flee, authorities said Thursday. This was back in October 2018. An arrest report says Gregory Allen Bush walked into the store outside of Louisville, pulled a gun from his waist and shot a man in the back of the head, then kept shooting him multiple times as he was down on the floor. The report says Bush then reholstered his gun, walked outside, and killed a woman in the parking lot. Bystander video shows a white man in a distinctive neon yellow shirt trying to drive away while an officer chases him on foot. Many more officers converged on the scene and made the arrest on Wednesday afternoon. Bush, who was 51, was jailed on $5 million bond on Thursday on 2 counts of murder and 10 counts of felony wanton endangerment. So Jeffersontown Police Chief Sam Rogers said in an initial news conference at the scene that we have no idea what motivated the shooting. The FBI later announced that it is evaluating the evidence to determine if there were any violations of federal law. The Louisville Courier-Journal reported that the suspect made a racial comment to a man he encountered on his way out. Ed Harrell told the paper he was waiting on his wife in the parking lot when he heard gunshots and grabbed his revolver. As he Crouched down, he said he saw the gunman walk nonchalantly by with gun by his side. He said he called out to ask what was going on, and the gunman replied, "Don't shoot me. I won't shoot you. Whites don't shoot whites." The local coroner's office identified the victims as Maurice Stallard, who is 69, and Vicki Lee Jones, who was 67. Stallard is the father of Kelly Watson, the chief racial equity officer for Louisville Mayor Craig Fisher. The mayor shared his outrage Thursday over what he called an epidemic of gun violence that hits close to home. Somehow, a few have become so beholden to politics that they place a higher value on that than on the lives of our fellow Americans, said Fisher, a Democrat running for re-election. People getting shot at a grocery store, a school, outside a church. Can't we all agree that this is unacceptable? Fisher said at a news conference, there are ways to make our country safer and still respect the rights of law-abiding gun owners. This idea that it's all or nothing is a false choice, and Americans are dying every day because of it. Bush's criminal record shows he threatened his ex-wife and punched a deputy sheriff during a family court hearing years ago. An arrest record from May of 2009 says Bush became irate and shouted obscenities and threats at his ex-wife. When deputies tried to subdue him, he fought off attempts to handcuff him, and he punched a deputy twice. He was charged with several counts, including assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. Bush also was marked as a suicide risk on the arrest sheet, which noted that his ex-wife had a protective order against him. In a 2003 incident, Bush was charged with menacing for following a 15-year-old into a movie theater bathroom and putting his hands around her waist. Bush told the girl he thought we were family, and the girl pushed him away, according to the arrest records. Bush's attack on customers caused chaos at that Kroger. Eric Deacon, who identified himself as an emergency medical tech, told the Associated Press that he was in the store's self-checkout lane when he heard the first shot in the pharmacy area. He said a man came around the corner, and the look on his face, he looked like he just didn't care. Deacon said he saw another man in the store with a gun who appeared to be shooting at the suspect. Then Deacon went outside and saw a woman in her mid-50s or early 60s who had been hit and tried to resuscitate her. She was gone, and there was nothing that he could have done. I think she just got caught in the crossfire. Fisher said he's just sick and heartbroken and quite angry. I feel that way about any act of violence and cruelty. Seems like none of these murders and massacres hit close enough for many of the people in the position to do something to prevent some of this madness. Louisville has created violence prevention programs and has more to do. But at the city level, there's only so much that we can do, because the hard fact is that most violent crimes are committed with guns, and guns fall under the jurisdiction of the state and federal government. And every time someone takes a gun and creates a tragedy, what's the response from too many of our leaders, the ones that have the power to make our country safer? They act as if nothing can be done. That doesn't sound like the United States of America to me. So with all of that previous history to me, yet his white ass still is walking free. Nothing is happening.
Well, let it be a black person.
But if the roles, exactly, I was going to go there. Sadly, if the roles were switched and it was a black man, shot 2 white people,
Man.
he would be buried. He would be dead, or he would be
not
dead,
get out of prison.
or he would be in prison for the remainder of his life.
He's not getting out of jail. I mean prison, excuse me.
Prison.
At all. Period.
Right. So, people, if you don't want to wake up, I don't know, stay asleep, go somewhere else. I guess just stay asleep, because there is a lot of race issues.
It's still alive. I don't know why y'all black people think it don't exist.
I really don't think how some of y'all actually can come out y'all face and say there's no racial issue going on. Really? What ancient times are y'all living in? And I'm sure some of my people, white people, European people who's on my Facebook,
we see no color.
We see no color, and they're probably, as they've been doing, removing themselves from my Facebook, which is perfectly okay for me, because I have to face facts. These are facts, right? There's no Photoshop, there's no lie. These are facts. Hashtag facts.
Everybody
this is going facts. Yes, it's that up north thing. So it's going on. It's real. I know it's uncomfortable, but it's real. Because he's done so much. Restraining orders a lot of times really don't mean nothing. I've had restraining orders and still I had to take it into my own hands in order to get my personal satisfaction once upon a time, because the police thought that it was just cute. Oh, don't worry, it's just a just a little disagreement, between the two of y'all. No, I'm really, was scared for my life. So, okay, y'all don't want to do it. Okay, well then I just have to take it into my own hand. No, I didn't kill anybody, but I'm certainly sure that the individuals will always know me, even if I'm not around right now. Okay. So the law, most places, like, fuck it, just everywhere, like they're not set into place. It takes the person to have to do something, and unfortunately this man just seemed like he's just a older racist person.
Oh, hillbilly.
Right.
He in Kentucky, okay?
Hillbilly, redneck, not surprising.
It's Kentucky
at all.
I've been to Kentucky, man. It is like segregated.
It's ooh,
and you can feel it. I ain't seeing, you can feel it, okay?
Right.
You go there, you be like, you be out of place as a black person. Because I felt like, ooh, I got to get back to Atlanta.
And Louisville,
I just don't feel good.
It's supposed to be what? Considered the city part of Kentucky, the more open.
Yeah, the more open, it's more cultural, it's more mixed races of people. Like it's a batch of people. That's the only place that. Well, than that, I mean, not my. Let's just say it's not my cup of tea. I mean, unless you a person that's on the run or trying to live out your last days there. Other than that, nah.
And everything that I just spoke on. I mean, he punching out police officer, sheriff, or whoever it was. But yet,
would there been a black
no real justice was taken. None.
Because he's protected.
He's protected.
It's white privilege, and y'all white people act like it don't exist, and it does exist. Because every time I see a story, or I see a situation, that narrative is always there because of the actions. And you tell me it don't exist when black people, we can clearly see when the situation's going down, we're looking at it or seeing it in real life. The white people are protected and the black people don't get justice. So you tell me that's not white privilege? You're benefiting off of white supremacy. That's all it is. You getting the benefits of being white. Always. But you're right, Jade. I mean, yeah. It exists. And black
It
people,
exists. Yes,
stop
it
sitting up here
exists.
acting like racism exists, black people. Because you experience it. I mean, I don't care if you experience it one time. I don't give a damn if you experience it 2 times or what. Every time you experience racism, it exists, okay? In any area of experience racism, in the educational system, in your workplace, when you pursuing your career, when you speak a certain way, when you dress a certain way, I mean, when you're fighting for your people, I mean, there's so many areas that you experience and see racism. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I wish black people start living this fantasy as if it's gonna go away. It just evolved into something else. That's it. It's not the actual physical slavery now. We're in mental slavery and intellectual slavery and verbal slavery. Yes, I said all that because that's true.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen it happen at my job. I'm not putting out no names and nothing like that, but these two particular white males. I'm not sure if one is from the South. I'm not sure where he's originally from, but the one I do know, he's originally from New York. I'm sure under his breath, the N-word definitely came out. He is the most racist, ignorant man I've ever seen. He just really don't get along with black people, but because he works around a lot of blacks, he's just kind of keeping it low. But I know the N-word come out, and I know that there was a white man who tried me, who got up in my, let Jesus be offense, who got up in my face, okay, who challenged me.
Oh, boy.
Please don't take because I'm light skinned that you thought I was gonna be like, ooh. So no, I would have put the badge down. I'm telling you, people think I'm just so nice, and I am a nice person. Let me give myself credit where credit is due. I am a nice person, but I am damn sure not a pushover. And he tried me, and when I opened my black mouth and tried his ass back, he had to rethink his life because I followed him upstairs. Okay, you will not disrespect me. I will hem his ass up in that elevator if I had to. I'm just saying. And I'm not making no threats or anything
But
like that. But it's real talk. Real rap. Like you just
I feel it, girl.
You just not. Yes, you're just not gonna do this to me. He just came in my face like I don't care if he had a bad day. I don't care. There's no.
But white people have a tendency to try black people and think they won't do nothing.
He tried me. I'm not my ancestors. Okay. I'm in this now 2018 getting to 2019. Just please just stop. And I'm not taking his actions for all white people's actions. I'm not. I'm speaking of him individually and from other experiences individually and from these conversations that we have individually because he has privilege. Let's be honest. All of this stuff that he has been charged with, going in the woman's bathroom with this 15-year-old, him wanting to hurt his ex-wife, hitting police officers, punching them, right? Punching another white person, okay? But yet he just it's all lovely, it's all
but he gets away with
he gets away with it. And then you have the audacity to be on a damn suicide watch. Okay, well then hang your ass then. Let's just off it.
Let's kill yourself. Who cares?
Let's just go.
Who
That's
cares?
attention for him. This is attention.
Well, far as I'm concerned, one less pale bastard to worry about.
I mean, are you serious?
That's how I feel.
Are we supposed to feel sorry for you because now you're on a suicide watch?
Who cares?
For what? You just randomly killed 2 people.
Black people.
Black. You just randomly killed 2 black people. And we're supposed to be like, oh, okay, I'm not getting in a circle, and I know I got work to do.
You throwing the
but
mental illness, trying to so that be trying to sympathize with him.
right, because that's going to come about to whole mental illness and his upbringing and the environment or whatever else they want to throw in there. No, and he'll probably get off. He probably won't get a whole bunch of time. I'm just not believing it. It would really. I'm not even on that one now, but I don't think that he's going to. I don't think that he's going to get the just service that he should get.
I agree. I agree. Same old mess in America. What's new?
Same thing, right? Different day, same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, when does this stop? And then it's not going to stop.
Till we do something. We have to do something. What are we going to do to put a stop to this? We got to stop being scary. That's what's holding us back. Fear.
And do I need to pray for him? And I know I said I'm on my spiritual journey, but do I need to pray for him?
I ain't praying for him. For what?
For what?
I'm not praying for him.
He ain't praying for us.
You sure ain't. And we're not being in no big circle singing Kumbaya.
And we just I'm not there.
Not with him.
I'm not there. Right. I'm not there with him. I'm just not. So I'm not gonna apologize for it. Please don't nobody say, well, according to keep that law or whatever to yourself.
Keep that
do that.
Mess out of
you do that. I'm not there with him.
Keep that biblical mess out of here, because that's another reason why we ain't in power either, black people. But that's gonna be a whole nother conversation. So before it gets there, hush your mouth. Because that Bible talk y'all be on ain't did nothing for our people. We still enslaved. All right, let's move on.
Okay, yeah, let's move on.
I said what I said.
No, I like them when they had the good positive stuff. Well, we have balance. We do. They're all real, but we're back to what we want to be back to.
Right. What y'all want, the tea?
Y'all want to talk about Real Housewives
of Atlanta, Cardi,
and
everything that's pertaining to her life?
I mean, y'all already do that already. So the people that do that, y'all got it.
Right.
No shade. Y'all got it. As our once former guest buddy says, mojitos and mojitas. Had to say it, Jamie. I love it.
Hey, Jamie.
I love it. He's not on. I know,
but I'm saying
but hello to you anyway. Gotta bring you back on, but you're not gonna be on this one unless you want to. You can be on my I Should Speak Jade platform. Whichever, it doesn't make a difference. But go ahead, moving forward.
All right, so the last article pertaining to this stupid, dumb, crappy, racist situation. This one is coming from FoxNews.com.
Oh, boy.
This is published October 25th. The title reads, Police. White man kills 2 black customers at grocery store. So this is Jeffersontown, Kentucky. A white man with a history of violence barely shot 2 African American customers at a Kroger grocery store and was swiftly arrested as he tried to flee, authorities said Thursday. The Courier Journal of Louisville reported that the suspect made a racial comment to a man he encountered on his way out. The FBI announced that they're evaluating the evidence to determine if there were any violations of federal law. An arrest report says Gregory Allen Bush walked into the store outside Louisville, pulled a gun from his waist, and shot a man in the back of the head, then kept shooting him multiple times. As he was down on the floor, the report says Bush then reholstered his gun, walked outside, and killed the woman in the parking lot. Bystander video shows a white man in a distinctive neon yellow shirt trying to drive away while an officer chases after him on foot. Many more officers converged on the scene and made the arrest on Wednesday afternoon. Bush, 51, was jailed on $5 million bond Thursday on 2 counts of murder and 10 counts of felony wanton endangerment. Jeffersontown Police Chief Sam Rogers said in an initial news conference at the scene that we had no idea what motivated the shootings. Ed Harrell was quoted by the Courier Journal as saying he was waiting on his wife in the parking lot when he heard gunshots and grabbed his revolver. As he crouched down, he said he saw the gunman walk nonchalantly by with a gun by his side. He said he called out to ask what was going on, and the gunman replied, "Don't shoot me. I won't shoot you. Whites don't shoot whites." The local coroner's office identified the victims as Maurice Stallard, 69, and Vicky Lee Jones, 67. Stallard is father of Kelly Wilson, the chief racial equality officer for Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher. The mayor shared his outrage Thursday over what he called an epidemic of gun violence that hit close to home. How about white terrorism? Since white America want to keep talking about pushing this narrative of everybody else being terrorists, and these white people are the main terrorists. Okay, so anyway, time to hear that narrative. Somehow, a few have become so beholden to politics that they place a higher value on that than of the lives of our fellow Americans, said Fisher, a Democrat running for re-election. People getting shot at a grocery store, a school, outside a church. Can we all agree that this is unacceptable? Fisher said in a news conference. Bush's criminal record shows he threatened his ex-wife and punched a deputy sheriff during a family court hearing years ago. An arrest record from May 2009 says Bush became irate and shouted obscenities and threats at his wife. When deputies tried to subdue him, he fought off attempts to handcuff him and he punched a deputy twice. He was charged with several counts, including assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. Bush also marked as a suicide risk on an arrest sheet, which noted that his ex-wife had a protective order against him. In 2003 incident, Bush was charged with menacing for following a 50-year-old into a movie theater bathroom and putting his hands around her waist. Bush told the girl he thought we were family, and the girl pushed him away, according to the arrest record. Bush's attack on customers caused chaos at the Kroger. Eric Deacon, who identified himself as an emergency medical technician, told the Associated Press that he was in the store's self-checkout lane when he heard the first shot in the pharmacy area. He said a man came around the corner and the look on his face, he looked like he just didn't care. Deacon said he saw another man in the store with a gun who appeared to be shooting at the suspect. Then Deacon went outside and saw a woman in her mid-50s or early 60s who had been hit and tried to resuscitate her. She was gone. There's nothing I could do, Deacon said. I think she just got caught in the crossfire. Fisher said he's just sick and heartbroken and quite angry. Louisville has created violence prevention programs and has more to do, he said. But at the city level, there's only so much that we can do because the hard fact is that most violent crimes are committed with guns, and guns fall under the jurisdiction of the state and federal governments. And every time someone takes a gun, it creates a tragedy. And what's the response from too many of our leaders? The ones that have the power to make our country safer. That act as if nothing can be done. That doesn't sound like the United States of America to me. And that came from FoxNews.com.
So that definitely was just a reiteration of what I said for those that didn't catch it the first time.
There's a few key points in there that was missing out of what Jay read, and it was just in there. So, yeah, but basically the rest of it is reiteration. So, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. More we can put it out there and see people, expose people for what they are. Right. And yes, what are we, like Uno said, as a community going to do? Are we going? Are some of us going to continue to be scared? Are some of us just going to be like, we don't care, it's not happening here? Or are we really, as a collective, going to really find some way on what we need to do as a community?
You got to stop fighting. You got to start fighting back. Yep. And guess what? It's going to come to a point we have to get physical. I hate to say it to you, black people. I mean, the policy way is good. The social way is good. The intellectual way is good. But eventually, it's going to have to require sacrifice, which means bloodshed. So are people willing to die for something and to preserve our people? What do you want your fate to be, black people? Stand for something or fall for anything? I know it's scary because you can definitely tell black people won't admit it, but a lot of black people are scared of white people. Just look how they conduct themselves. Look how they act. That's a telling tale in itself. Because if we wasn't scared, we would have done took over the planet by now. I'm just saying. But hey, that's here or there. Whatever.
Mm-mm.
Everybody got an excuse. Hey, well, don't matter how many excuses, we're still in our predicaments. So, I don't know. Yes, I'm talking proper right now. I don't know.
You stupid. Oh, you're gonna make my cheeks hurt. So silly.
I just have a humor to it. I'm just lighting up the mood because I really in my feelings about my black people sometimes. So I just have to just lighten the mood to keep from going in another space that I don't want to go in.
I definitely hear you and completely understand because it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing and frustrating and can get very angry for me when I see us do, a lot of us do dumb crap. It is. Especially to each other. That's a trigger because we should all be able to reap the benefits of different life things, right? We should definitely be able to be supportive of each other, but we just have so much disgust for each other. We're envious or jealous of each other on low levels or high levels. Like we mentally beat each other up, definitely verbally beat each other up, spiritually beat each other up, religiously, spiritually,
even with the colorism conversation.
Colorism. If you're atheist, somebody don't like it. Oh, somebody got an issue. Okay, so you don't agree with it. That's okay. But why are you tearing people down? Everyone's not a Christian. Everyone's not a Christian. And I'm not knocking Christianity. Before anybody want to put a comment on this page that if you do, I'm letting you know in advance, I will cuss you the hell out. Because this is not about being disrespectful. This is just giving y'all facts and truths that we tear each other down, right? Prime example, if you have a business, if you're a business owner, you'd rather go and pay triple the price, or let's just say the same price, to a white company that 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are prejudiced of you, but they're not going to say it per se outright.
But
they'll take your money. But when buying from a black business owner, you want to ask them to dummy it down. Can you get the hookup? For what?
You're devaluing their devaluing what they worked so hard to build.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be helping them build. Y'all the same people, right?
It's just very
frustrating. You want to empower your own people? I'm not understanding.
It's just very frustrating.
It is.
It can be very, very frustrating and discouraging.
Right.
So we really need to get it together in our community.
ASAP.
We need to really get it together. And don't talk about other races or other communities.
Stop trying to imply other races. I don't care.
That is their community.
Who cares? Why are you telling me and Jay? Why are you telling us this? Who cares?
We need to get ourselves together because we have a lot of mental issues in our community. We have a lot of emotional, psychological, financial, spiritual. We have a lot of things going on in our community. I try not to use the hate word, and I am moving away from it a little bit, but we strongly dislike each other. We do.
That's true.
And I see it, and I've experienced it, and I've seen it before, and it's just not good. It's just not good at all. So yeah, I'm done with that.
I agree with you though.
I'm done with that one.
It's all good.
So we're moving on to our last topic of discussion. This is coming from the news.yahoo.com, and the title of it is High School Wrestling Ref Who Called Colleague the N-Word Makes Black Wrestler Cut Off His Dreadlocks. This was out December 21st, 2018. So Alan Maloney, make sure you look up his name. Alan Maloney,
He look like a square. I seen him. He like a square.
Maloney, Alan Maloney, a high school wrestling referee in New Jersey, who called another referee the N-word in an incident 2 years ago, this week told a black teen from Buna High School, which is in South Jersey, that he couldn't wear a cover over his dreadlocks during a wrestling meet, and that he would have to forfeit or cut them off. The wrestler, who is Andrew Johnson, decided to cut off his dreadlocks right there on the mat. And they have a picture of this little white chick, just butchering up his hair.
And she was happy as I don't know what, cutting it off too.
The story has been going around the internet today thanks to this tweet from SNJ, so that's South New Jersey, sports director Mike Frankel, who framed footage of a distraught Johnson getting his hair chopped off as an example of great team spirit. They do have a video to it on this article. That's one way to view the incident. Another is to see a teenager forced to live through a humiliating moment because some dipshit referee, and this is their words, dipshit referee who likes to use the N-word didn't approve of his hairstyle. Maloney's previous racist incident occurred on March 25, 2016, when he called a fellow referee the N-word. So the Courier Post wrote about the incident in October of that year. And it says, over a disagreement about homemade wine, said Preston Hamilton, who is an African-American fellow referee, Alan Maloney poked his finger in his chest and hurled the epithet.
Yeah.
Maloney told the Courier Post he does not remember using the word. Of course, he's stupid right now. He's just, yeah. He does not remember using that N-word at all, let alone directing it at Hamilton, but believes the accounts of witnesses who told him he said the word. Hamilton told the Courier Post he responded by slamming Maloney, who was white, to the ground. Both men were suspended for 1 year, but both suspensions were overturned after appeals. Why he's still allowed to referee high school matches and empowered to force a black teenager to cut off his hair is anybody's guess. I emailed I'm not used to saying New Jersey. I emailed the Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association for comment and will update if I hear back. So there is, it looks like one. So this is Mike Frankel who they were talking about. So it says a referee wouldn't allow Andrew Johnson of Buno to wrestle with a cover over his dreadlocks. It was either an impromptu haircut or a forfeit. Johnson chose the haircut, then won by sudden victory in overtime to help spark Buno to win. And that was tweeted, I believe, on the 20th or 21st. It was the 20th. And yeah, then other people's comments were like, I think we need to rethink our definition of team player. This was way beyond team player. It was abuse. Someone else said a team player would have stepped forward in solidarity. There was a bigger issue of power and humiliation here. His team doesn't deserve him. Shame on everyone who stood by and allowed this to happen. So there's a wealth of tweets of course, these articles will be posted up, but I can't even imagine this young man having to be humiliated. Like, just kind of looking at this brief video on Twitter, he looked like he about to break down and cry. Yeah. And even though he won, right, and get mad, and even though he won his match, he still looked hurt, distraught. He looked like humiliated, embarrassed. He looked like he's about to cry even then after winning it. And
I want to know how he felt when he went to the locker room.
Right.
Like,
right.
What was he going through in that moment?
What was going on in that locker room?
I'm disgusted, man. I'm just really disgusted. I'm disgusted about everything tonight. As y'all see, I'm just disgusted.
It's just horrible. It's horrible. And this was at what, Buno High School.
Your Jersey folks.
Those Jersey, those South
Jersey folks cutting up.
Them South Jerseys. I don't deal with the South Jersey. Not to say that Jersey in general don't do nothing, but yeah, a lot of them bougie. A lot of racism in South Jersey, as in general, but yeah, just disgusting.
So
I'm disgusted.
We shut down this theory of there's no racism up north because y'all see that. Here's a story. Prime example. There's racism in up north. Okay, so let's stop this theory of it not being racism.
Right, because that just gets on my nerves too. Well, y'all don't know what it's like. Yeah, we do, and I personally do too. Yeah. Shit wasn't cute when the white man had the gun at my head talking about I will blow your ass away. Thank goodness for the good fortune that he got a call on the radio to go to something else, much more probably important, because I could have been shot just for stepping at a blink of an eye off into the curb of the street because I didn't want to fall on the messed up sidewalk. So I walked around it, and he sped like a bat out of hell somewhere. So
he was looking for something to kill you.
Right.
That's all that was.
Right.
How a lot of times how they do black people when they pull them over or chasing after them or targeting them. They look for a problem and then justify it, when they kill them. So we're targets. Always targets. Even with that, that's a target.
That's a target. That just hurts.
He's not my
son, but that just hurts. Right. You're butchering up. That's his life he wore on his. I don't have dreadlocks, but I know just from having my own natural hair, it's a part of me. It's my life, and I can sympathize or empathize on that part. That was that young man's life, his dreads, and you just go butcher it up.
It's just you trying to destroy his blackness.
Yes,
that's what that was about. And that can go into low self-esteem.
Exactly.
And that's another factor. And let's look at it from that angle.
What's up with the parents?
Yeah, what's up with it?
Where he looks,
were they? He's mixed. So okay, so let's have a let's put a narrative on the table here. I mean, since he's mixed, I mean, his parents are probably white. His mama's white and his daddy black. And
he's a mixed child, a mixed individual.
Right. Look at him.
I mean,
it's not hard to tell. Look at that.
Yeah, he could be.
And then you said the people in South Jersey are racist, right?
Yeah, they are.
You said the black people are bougie, the ones that live in the area are bougie.
A lot of them are bougie. There's a lot of
there's a reason why
there's nothing wrong with it, but there are a lot of mixed couples around there. It's a lot of mixture of people there, but
I'm just saying that to say they didn't say nothing because whether the daddy was white or the mother was white, of course she's not gonna say nothing. It's a code. She has to honor the code of the white people. And then the black man, or the black woman, I don't know who's what the parents or which role it is as far as color. They're just not gonna say nothing because they privileged. They out of touch with their blackness. So that's the only reason. Those are the reasons I can come up with because there's no other reason for it.
And let me just say again, not all South Jersey is like that, because I know some cool people in South Jersey. I have family in South Jersey, but there are certain areas, I just got to be honest and real with myself, that they are in a class by themselves. They are. So I'm in disgust that it had to go down like that, because this young man is traumatized. I'm sure he is. He's traumatized.
My thing is, ugh. I don't know if I should say that, because then I gotta look at the fact he has two different race of parents. I was gonna say, well, why the hell they put him in that school, but I forgot he's a mixed kid. Because if it was two black parents, then it would make sense to say that why the hell would they put him in an area or school like that, knowing that's what he has to deal with. But this doesn't count in this factor because, let's be real, he's a mixed kid. Either I don't know if the parent, the mother's white or the daddy's white or the father's black or the mother's black. I mean, I guess it would make sense for him to live around there. I guess it would make sense. You know, he's connected to whiteness too. So, but I will say this to say this: rather you black, I don't care if you're light skinned, dark skinned, brown skinned, black people. This is going back to what we said earlier. When the first story, this going back to acceptance once again. Stop trying to be up in everybody else's space. Stop longing for acceptance from people that will never accept you. Won't y'all just get this through your thick head? It is what it is. You can't change them. You're not going to convince them. You're not going to change their mind. You're not going to make them love you, because they're not. Just face it. Just live with it. It is what it is. Because we're not like them. Why do y'all understand this? It's not hard to understand this. We're so busy trying to love everybody, embrace everyone, and be up in embarrassed space because we want equality. Well, don't you? I mean, have you ever stopped to think maybe it's the reason why nobody's accepted us? Have you ever stopped to think? And don't involve slavery and you worthless this and worthless. No, that has nothing to do with any of that. It has nothing to do with that. It has a lot to do with who we are historically. A lot to do with who we are. Because we're not like anybody else. We're not. So why even force yourself to be around a space of people that's not like you? I'm just not understanding. Not to say you can't mingle with other races. I'm not saying you can't do that. You know, I mean, I know black people fall in love with other races of people.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is with that too. I mean, you can't force a black person to love another black person, okay? I'm not forcing no one to do nothing. I'm just saying, goes back to what I'm saying and what you said. We have to learn to love ourselves. Be around your own people, okay? I mean, I understand you want them in a good area and you want them to be around good people. Because some of our people fucked up too. And hell, sometimes, let's be real, y'all. Some of them don't want to be around. But I will not ever disconnect myself from my people. Or think I'm better than them or dissociate with my people because I'm trying to be accepted by somebody else. That's not happening. But again, guys, come on. We got to really love ourselves and stop trying to be accepted into this white society that will never accept you. We have to love our people. We have to love ourselves first. It's supposed to be self-preservation before anybody else's preservation. Why are we putting our lives in this? Not making any sense. Why are we investing so much energy and emotion and love into other people when we should invest all that energy into ourselves? Again, I'm not saying don't mingle with other races, but there should be a line. You should draw a line with it. If it's to the point where it's compromising your people, you need to cut that off. Let it go. You're supposed to stand for your people all the time, no matter what. There's a line that needs to be set. So with this situation, the boy cutting his hair off, the line should be set in from the jump before that even happened. The line should have been set right there. And that's in any affairs that we are dealing with in society. We have to start drawing lines with people. Okay? Let's stop falling for the okie doke. Let's stop acting like racism don't exist. Let's stop acting like everybody loves us. And then when something happens, all of a sudden everybody's mad and in an uproar. As if y'all so surprised that it happened. Well, y'all know damn well you knew why it happened, because you're black, okay? That is the only reason, because they did it because you're black, okay? So let's start acting like y'all don't know why it happened. I mean, come on. What planet are you black people on? It's common sense. Common sense will tell you, South Jersey, right? This high school. If this is a racist high school, common sense will tell you don't put your ass in there. You asking for trouble. Wouldn't it make sense to go to a mixed school? You know, they don't have too many black schools, but it would be first you want to put them in a black school. And if you want to put them in a mixture of a school, that is fine too. But to put them in a place where it's just number people that don't like you, what sense does that make? Just like I don't really understand why black people who make it or financially stable or well-to-do moving to a neighborhood where they're not accepted. I'm not understanding that logic. And then you expect the other race to be nice to you when you come in the neighborhood? Yeah. You must be retarded or dumb. I don't know what you is. Yeah, we need to reassess as a race. A lot of things we need to reassess. Apparently, it's not working. What we're trying to do is not working.
So my twist on it, I have some agreements with Uno as well. If anybody knows me, I don't trust a whole lot of people. You can be black, brown, green, gold,
Absolutely.
red.
I don't trust a lot of people.
But I know that I am black first. Okay. And that's not going to change. I just say, because as you stated, there's a lot of times where you can't help who you fall in love with or care for or like and things like that. We clearly understand that.
We definitely know that. It's your business. Whoever you love them. I'm happy for you.
I just say don't forget your identity.
Right. Don't lose touch with your blackness, please. Because a lot of them do. That's why I have the problem at. You're right. Don't lose your identity. It's okay to love other races, but when it's time for real situations, snap into your blackness, okay? All right? Stop cooning. Got enough of that. We don't need no more cooning. We got too much cooning already.
Talking about cooning. I saw, check out on YouTube, what's his name?
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
She's new to this cat. I mean, I'm not new to him. Those who've seen him, I'm not new to him.
Boy,
I happened to have it on last night and she was looking at it.
Patterson, you gotta look at Coon's finest.
He's a number one coon, boy. That's the biggest coon.
Oh my goodness. And he has no shame. He has no shame. And he owns it.
He said, beat him. He said, if you can't beat him, join him. So he gave up. That's basically what he's telling us. He gave up. He's weak. That's basically what he's telling.
Gotta check him out. He is, boy.
But he's weak.
He is entertainment for real.
He's weak.
You ask him questions, he can't answer it like that. He says, no, I want you to answer it. You're on the show. He will just dismiss a lot of times any questions that when you come back at him with questions, he will just dismiss it. But he will try that psychological game on you and ask you the same question, just different ways. Got to check him out.
He stick to these right talking points.
For him, he's somebody, even though I'm tripped out about him, but I want to make sure I'm ahead of the game. So yeah, I'll look at him.
Yeah.
Just to be ahead of the game.
You
with
can
him.
always learn from a coon.
You can learn from people. And
you can learn from white supremacy. You can learn from the devil, Lucifer. You can learn from anything. You can learn from the creator. You can learn from anything. This world is supposed to be about learning anyway, good and bad. I've learned from everything and everybody. Love it. Love the education. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Gives me the upper hand. Yeah, definitely check him out.
Yeah. Jesse Lee Patterson.
He's a trip, man.
He is a trip. Ooh. However, also check out this brother that I wasn't aware of. Dane Calloway. So D-A-N-E Calloway.
That brother's
true. He has experience and he backs his stuff.
He don't just talk to be talking rhetoric.
He doesn't talk to be talking. He backs it up. So check him out on YouTube.
He travels to find the information. Right. He shows you as he's traveling.
Mm-hmm. D-A-N-E Calloway. Right. Dane Calloway.
Check out his YouTube channel. A lot of truth. He's very thorough with his information.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very insightful about not only about our history, but knowing about our history. So definitely check his YouTube channel out, man. They trying to discredit this brother already. He ain't get deep in yet. See that? Our own people doing this now. The white man ain't doing this. Our own black people's doing it because he's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because they, a lot of niggas think they African.
Yeah, that's another topic we're gonna have.
Yeah, I want to have
that we all come from Africa.
I would love to have that. That's gonna be fun.
That should just be a topic in itself.
Yep, we're gonna ruffle a lot of feathers. Because Dane Calloway's doing it. He's not the only one that's ruffling feathers. There's quite a few brothers that's out here telling the truth and is ruffling some feathers. They're very sensitive about this African thing. Very sensitive.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Yes, I wish we could find a guest that is from that continent that we can just have that dialogue. That would really be super exciting as well. I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna work on that.
That's gonna be dope.
That's gonna definitely be dope. That'll definitely be a platform we'll use Chit Chat Chew on. We'll just come like maybe Zoom or something. We'll figure it out, trust me. Yeah. So we thank you guys for tuning in and listening. Those that got a chance to just tune in. Thank you guys. I see that there's quite a few views. So thank you. We appreciate you. The replay is going to be available very soon. And we'd like to invite you guys to join our platforms, which as far as Facebook, we have a Chit Chat Chew Show podcast group that you can join. We also have our Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC, which we are live on right now. Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. What else? You can like our Be Authentic page on Facebook.
We'll be updating real soon, by the way. We got some shows coming to y'all, so stay authentic. Stay updated with it.
And Boss Swag.
Yes, and
so
Boss
Be
Swag.
Authentic. B, just the B, not B-E, but B, and then the AUTHENTIC. Be Authentic. Then we have, that is the male counterpart. Okay, so that's the masculine identified. I was just saying masculine identified. Then we have Boss Swag. B. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Boss Swag. B-A-W-S-E swag. S-W-A-G. That's the female side. So
female identified.
Female identified. Right. So it's things that's going on with that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
we have the Instagram, our Chit Chat Chew Show podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Chit Chat Chew Show podcast.
And we have a Twitter.
Yes.
Authentic?
Yes. Be Authentic Twitter. Not Twitter, but Instagram, which is Be Authentic _products. Again, at Be Authentic _products. We also have a Twitter for our Chit Chat Chew Show podcast. So it's CCCS _podcast. Once again, CCCS podcast. Well, CCCS _podcast. Pardon me.
Pardon you.
Follow us on Twitter, please. And then the final thing I want to say is our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chit Chat Chew Show Podcast. Like, comment, and share. We love all feedback, whether it's positive or negative. We thank you in advance.
We also have our LinkedIn. Can't forget our LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
We have a Chit Chat Chew Show on LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn. So if you are on LinkedIn, definitely like us, or however you do it. I think it's like. You can like us or join us, whichever one it is. So definitely
plug into us on LinkedIn.
Plug into all of our social media platforms that we just gave you guys. We thank you as always. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening. Have a better tomorrow on purpose. It is Christmas tomorrow, so again, I'm very comfortable and secure in myself. I hope you guys that celebrate Christmas have an enjoyable Christmas.
Enjoy your season.
Have a great holiday. 'Tis the season.
I'll just keep it at that.
And if you don't do none of it, just have an awesome day anyway.
Yeah, just have an awesome day, awesome night, awesome evening, wherever time zone you're in, because it depends. So just enjoy yourselves in general. Have a good, wonderful week.
Peace and love, everybody.
Peace.